Hi there, thank you for watching. Since we have finished our foundation topics about SAP ERP models and financial accounting, now we can start our main topic session, which is about transaction data tables, BKPF and BSEG, the two essential tables which are holding main SAP finance related transactions. In this session, we will cover the followings. Difference between header and item data, the crucial concept of transaction data in SAP. How to join BKPF and BSEG tables. Exploring BKPF table features. And last one, we will explore features of BSEG table. Before we dive into our lesson, it's crucial to clear up something important. In this session, we will be using several terms interchangeably, so don't get confused by them. All these words essentially point to the same thing in the context of our discussion. So if you come across any of these terms during the lesson, know that they are all referring to the same concept. When we say transaction or document, which are more general terms, but in our case, they are accounting related. We are also talking about journal entry or shortly GE or entry or journal, which come from accounting theory. They are quite similar to the term posting, which is more commonly used in the SAP world. So all these words, transaction, document, journal entry, or journal, or posting, they are similar in our context. Similarly, when we mention leg of transaction or posting, leg of posting or line of posting or line of journal, it's also known as a line of item in SAP. You must remember from accounting fundamentals lesson that each journal should contain minimum 2 lines with debit and credit sign. Likewise, when we say record transaction, it's the same as enter or post transaction in SAP. Throughout our course, we will mainly refer to user as a person responsible for posting a particular document or documents in SAP. This is also similar to the term preparer. Please don't worry if you don't understand what they mean. Just keep in mind that some words are synonyms, and we will talk about underlying meaning of these fields in this session. Now that we have cleared that up, we are all set to begin our course. Let's get started. The primary tables in SAP for financial accounting transaction data are BKPF and BSEG. If you do not remember what is transaction data, you can watch our foundation session about SAP ERP models, where we described it in detail. BKPF contains the header information for all financial transactions, while BSEG stores the item, also called segment data, for each financial transaction. Don't worry if you don't know what are header and item data. We will cover this in next minutes. As a data professional working in finance and accounting, you would mainly retrieve data from both tables to obtain a comprehensive view of financial transactions. Occasionally, you might need to add additional features in your data. And in those cases, you might need other SAP tables. Examples of this is adding document type description or GL account description and so on. So we mentioned that BKPF contains header and BSEG item data. But what does it actually mean? What's the difference between header and item information? Let's learn it. And to better understand this distinction between header and item data, let's work with an example from Fruity Corp. On June 26, 2023, Fruity Corp Germany office received two services from SmartTech Ltd. Service A involved fixing automatic doors in the parking lot, incurred a charge of 300. Service B encompassed changing light bulbs in the office, costing 200. Consequently, Fruity Corp owes SmartTech a total of 500. Let's see accounting entry of this scenario below. Let's take a look to the details of this transaction. We know that FurtiCorp Germany company code in our SAP system is GER1. User, let's say finance worker who posted this transaction has SAP user ID. And transaction date, which is represented by document date field, is 26/06/2023. This information is general and it's called header data and stored in BKPF table. And it goes without saying that there are much more fields in BKPF. We just selected few of them, for example. As you see, header data stored in BKPF table contains only general information. User who posted the transaction, when it was posted, in which system or company code, and etc. There is no information about double entry, like transaction code amount, flow of money, debit credit, GL accounts, and so on. Therefore, without item data, header data is incomplete as a transaction. On the other side, item data, which is stored in BSEG table, contain detailed information about amount, GL accounts, and movement indicators between GL accounts like debit, credit, and so on. Let's see it in our example. We use first line item to show our liability to pay 500 to SmartTech Ltd for their service, which is represented by vendor account, which is sitting in trade creditor, accounts payable, GL account 3350. On the next two lines, we have a breakdown of the cost, PLN lines. 300 for repairment of automatic doors, which should go to 72 account, PP&E maintenance, and $200 for other expense, which is 71 account. We need to record them on designated accounts to have a clean and accurate PLN statement. These three lines shape item data and saved in BSEG table. And of course, BSEG also has far more features, SAP fields, than shown in this example. To sum up, as you see, information provided in header data is related to each item data because it's general information about the transaction document. Whereas item data are more detailed information about each leg of transaction. Now we know how header data, here BKPF, and item data, here BSEG, are connected. Now let's talk about how to join them. Taking into account the relationship between BSEG and BKPF lines, you can reshape the data accordingly, transforming it into one-to-many relationship where one BKPF line corresponds to multiple BSEG lines. Please note that minimum number of line items in one document is 2. The maximum number of line items or BSEG lines in one document can vary depending on SAP configuration. For instance, in some companies, the maximum number of items may be limited to 50, while in others it could be set to 200 or even more. So hopefully now it's clear for you what's header and what's item data. Now we are ready to focus on features of each tables. And first we will start with common features of both tables. There are 4 key fields in BKPF and BSEG. If you are not aware what is key field is either a column or a combination of columns in a database that uniquely identifies the specific entry. There are 4 key fields to do so: client, company code, fiscal year, and document number. Usually we use these features for mapping these 2 tables. We will have a chance to learn more about this and other fields in examples.